You know, the Word of God tells us that Yeshua is standing in front of a crowd of about 12,000 men, and he's really preaching, and the words he used is this. He says, "Eat of my flesh and drink of my blood." Now, in today's understanding, that will be cannibalism and vampirism. That's kind of freaky, and that's why the crowd left, because they were soulish. They were fleshly. They didn't understand what he was saying in the spirit. They didn't understand what he meant. So even his disciples, after everybody left, he said, "So are you going to leave me too?" And they were like, "Well, where will we go?" See, the understanding that he's trying to bring across is that when I take communion, which, by the way, you should take as often as possible. It says, "Take this in remembrance of me." Now, let me just be honest with you, and I'm sure you feel the same. I am in remembrance of him all day long. Now, in my spirit, I take communion all day long, but in my flesh and in my soul, and to have my flesh and my soul understand what my spirit is busy engaging in, I need to take communion as often as possible. That's why I wake up in the morning, 5 o'clock, before I start spending time with God, and I take communion. Then late in the day, I'll walk past the little part of my house where I have my communion, and I'll take communion again. I'll do that 5, 6 times a day. Why? Because I truly believe that the Father's idea of communion, Yeshua trying to explain to his disciples that if you eat of this bread, because see, understanding what my soul goes through in the revelation of eating bread is very simple. When I eat bread, it goes down into my system, it hits my stomach acid starts digesting the bread, it gets spread into my body, goes into my blood, and my body uses everything that's valuable to me. It goes everywhere in my body. I become one with the bread. Same with the juice. When I drink it, that's exactly what happens. And so the Father's idea with communion is that I have the revelation of that's what he wants for me with Yeshua. He doesn't actually want me to eat Jesus. I mean, that's just weird. He doesn't actually want me to drink his blood. Of course not. He wants me to have an understanding that in the spirit, I shift into him and literally become one with him. His blood is not just his blood, it is his covenant. It's what he has promised me, what I have committed to. So in having an understanding of his blood and having an understanding of what he did for me as a believer is when I drink the wine and I remind myself of the covenant that Yeshua has, the promises that he has given, what he did on the cross, the restoration that took place, that I no longer have to focus or be distracted by this earth, that I no longer have to have a sinful life, that I no longer have to submit to my old man, but I now submit to the new man, which is my spirit, the true me, and I become a spirit being once again, that which he has called me to be, that which he has always destined and desired for me to be. And so in taking communion, eating of the bread, it's literally me becoming one. It's so much so that I know this sounds completely crazy, but as I've been taking communion, I feel that I'm getting younger. I feel that even my skin is changing, that my body's changing because I am physically and spiritually becoming one with him. There's parts of my being that's just shifted, and every time I eat of him, every time I drink of him, I grow closer and more intimate. I have more revelation. I go deeper into who Jesus is. And his desire for you in taking communion is not to do it once a month. I'm not saying that it's not good to take it once a month with the rest of the church, but you in your individual private time with Yahweh needs to engage with him by eating of his flesh and drinking of his blood, becoming one with him in such a way that it shifts you and changes you into who he's destined and created for you to be. See, his desire for you is to have his DNA and to have his bloodline. His desire for you is to be so intimate with him that you are literally one with him. See, I am one with my wife because I know her and I love her, and we have been together for many years. We have done a lot together. We have been intimate, very intimate, so much so that we have 4 kids. And the Father wants me to be even more intimate with him. It goes beyond sex. It goes beyond my sexual understanding of intimacy. It goes into a place in the spirit realm where I physically become one with him, where I physically take his bloodline and his blood starts running through my veins. It gets me to a place in the spirit realm where I physically take his flesh on and I become like him. I look like him. I walk like him. I talk like him. You need to understand that the relationship the Father desires for you to have with the Father, with Yeshua, is deeper than what your natural mind can ever understand or fathom. That's why I walk in the Spirit, like Paul says. I go deep into the things of the Spirit, and communion takes me there. Communion allows my soul and my body to understand what my spirit's busy doing as I eat of the flesh and I drink of the blood of Yeshua. I urge you in this day and in this month and in this year that you literally go and eat of him as often as you can. Drink of him as often as you can. Find yourself in the Spirit, deep in the things of what God has for you, and run just with that which he called you to. I believe that he wants to bless you, and I believe he wants you to really get to know him intimately. He desires to give you wisdom, revelation, and knowledge and understanding about Jesus and about who he is. So I pray that over your life. I pray that you will find him in every area of your life. I pray that you will give every area of your life over to him, that you will walk with him deeper than ever before. I pray a blessing over you and your family, and know that God Ministries has you on our minds. Myself, Gustav Le Roux, I'm always busy praying for the saints. I love God's people. I love the church. Have a great day. Bless you.